So dear students, welcome to Motivation Online Classes once again. So today we are going to study this balancing the chemical equations. So before going to balancing the chemical equations, let's try to identify how many number of atoms are there in each element in this compound. Okay, so by knowing this one, it will be easier for you to balance it. If you don't know the number of the atoms in each element in a compound, then how could you balance the number of atoms in a chemical equations, isn't it? So let's see. So element, we have the calcium here, oxygen and hydrogen. So I'm writing the calcium, oxygen, okay, this is oxygen and hydrogen. So calcium, if there is nothing here or nothing here, then always remember there is one is always there. So we have the number of the atoms in calcium is 1, but here you see this is the bracket, and outside here we have the 2. It means that this 2 is for hydrogen also and for also oxygen. And as I have told you, if there is nothing, there is always 1. So when it if it is 1 here, then it always multiply this one. Okay, so 2 1 ja, it will be 2, oxygen will be 2, and 2 1 ja, hydrogen will also be 2. So we have calcium 1 atom, oxygen 2 atoms, and hydrogen 2 atoms. So this is how we identify the number of atoms in a chemical compound. Okay, so now let's see another. Let's see an equation first of all. Okay, so CaCO3, it breaks down when given heat to CaO plus CO2. So look here. So let's see the number of atoms and the elements first on the reactant side. I'm writing this one, okay, only on the reactant side. So element, we have the calcium, we have the carbon and oxygen. Calcium, there is nothing, so it is 1, carbon it is 1, and oxygen it is 3. Okay, and also I'm writing it here, that is the elements and also the atoms. This is the atoms. So elements, the same is the thing, calcium is here, carbon is here, and oxygen is here. Calcium, we have got how many calcium is there? We have got 1 calcium. Oxygen, how many we got? 3. And carbon, how many we got? 1. So you can see that on the reactant side and the product side, the calcium, the number of atoms of each element of a compound is same. Calcium is 1, carbon is 1, oxygen is 3, calcium is 1, carbon is 1, oxygen is 3. So this is a balance of chemical equations. So this is how you find it out, the number of atoms in any compound, and after that we proceed to the balancing the chemical equations. Here HNO3, that is nitric acid, CaOH2, this is the calcium hydroxide, CaNO3 2. So this is calcium nitrate, and H2O, that is water. So as I have told you that in any chemical reactions there is 2 sides. One is the reactant side, that is the left hand side, and another one we have the product side. This is the product. This is the product side, and here, look here, you'll find that in this equations, you'll find that in the reactant side, all the elements which is present in the reactant side will also be present on the product side. So what's element? These are the elements. Hydrogen, you will see here, nitrogen, and also oxygen, calcium, oxygen, hydrogen. So these are all elements. So I'm writing the elements here, that is the hydrogen here, nitrogen here, oxygen here, and calcium. Again it is repeating, it is oxygen, so oxygen is already written, hydrogen is also already written. So what I have to do here is that this is a skeletal equations, because this is not balanced. Now I have to balance. So skeletal equations, atomic number. So in this skeletal equation, how many atomic numbers are there in each element, I have to write it down. So hydrogen, you see both the reactant side, hydrogen here is 1 and hydrogen here is 2. Remember this bracket, this is bracket is given here, and it is 2. It means that this 2 is for this one and this one. And always remember there is 1 atom when nothing is written. So in oxygen there is 1 atom, in hydrogen also there is 1 atom. So we have to multiply it, 2 1 ja, 2 atom of oxygen, and 2 1 ja, 2 atoms of hydrogen. So that's it. So let's take the hydrogen. Hydrogen, we have here 2 and 1 plus, that is 3. Let's take the nitrogen. Nitrogen, we have here N1 and no nitrogen, so nitrogen is 1. So again oxygen. Oxygen, we have 3 here, oxygen we have 2 here, so 3 plus 2 will be 5. And calcium is only 1 here, so that's 1. So this is what I have written here. So now let's see this side. This is the product side. All the elements that is on the reactant side will also be on the product side. So that's the chemical equations. So hydrogen also is there, nitrogen is also there, oxygen is also is there, and calcium is also is there. So hydrogen, let's see how many number of atoms are there. So hydrogen we have 2, nitrogen we have here, it is 1, so 2 1 it is 2. Oxygen 2 3 is 6 plus 1, so it is 7, and calcium we have 1. So this is it. So now let's take this equation. We will see that on the reactant side and on the product side, the elements, the same elements will have different atomic number. So you see that in here. So hydrogen we have 3 here, and hydrogen we have 2 there. So we can, let's see whether we can make it equal here. Okay, so if I just give it 1 here, then that will be same. But if I give it here 2, here is 2, it will be 4. And again if I give it here 2, then it will be 2 2 ja, it will be 4. So I am giving it here, that is hydrogen I have already given it, it was 3, but I am giving it here 2. So when I give it here 2, then what will happen? This will become 2 and this will become 2, so it will be 4. So now when I just give it here 2, then 2 2 ja, it will be 4. So this is balanced now. But when I try to balance this, there are some of the changes which we will see, and let's see that. So when I put it here 2, then what will happen? This nitrogen also becomes 2. So now the nitrogen is 2. It's not, it's 2. Okay, so now it is 2. And what about the nitrogen? And what about the nitrogen there? It is 2. Already it is 2. So it's okay, balance. So now we'll just write it down here 2, and this is also, we'll write it down here 2, because this is already balanced now. So now next we will check the oxygen. So when we give the 2 here, 2 3 is 6, and it is 2 6 7 8. We have 8, and 2 3 is 6 7 8. Okay, this is also 8, and this is also 8. So let's check the calcium. Calcium is 1, and calcium is 1. So this is also balanced. So this is how we can balance the chemical equations. But also there are different types of balancing the chemical equations. Sometimes it will be given in this type. Barium chloride reacts with aluminum sulfate to give aluminum chloride and barium sulfate. So now the question here is that, sir, how we will write this one? The formula BaCl2 Al2SO4 aluminum chloride plus barium sulfate. You have studied in the class 9 how to make making the chemical formula, Hana? So here we have studied about the concept of the valence and the valency, and after that we have to crisscross it, and we have to put the number of atoms. So that's it. So if you are not clear with this concept on the which you have studied in the class 9, just comment it down. I will tell you how to make the chemical equations too. Okay, so look here, barium chloride, the formula is BaCl2, aluminum sulfate, it is Al2SO4, because as you know that this we have to take the valence, and this is the valency. So valence and valency, first of all we have to take the valence and the valency. Let's you know the valence of this barium chloride. In order to make the formula of barium chloride, in shortly I am telling it here. Okay, barium, the valence electron is 2, chlorine, the valency is 1. Now you have to just crisscross it, this one. So this one will go here, here it is 1, and this will go there. So this is chlorine is 2. So now we have the formula BaCl2. So this is it. So aluminum is also the same thing. Aluminum we have the valence electron, that is 3, and sulfate we have the valency 2. So this 2 comes here, and aluminum we have the valence that goes here. So that's it. So barium chloride plus aluminum sulfate, aluminum chloride plus barium sulfate. So now let's check whether this is balanced or skeletal equations. So barium, we have 1 barium here. Let's check the barium, all the reactant of barium. There is only 1 barium, and here is also only 1 barium on the product side. So barium on the reactant side and on the product side. Okay, so this is the reactant side and this is the product side. So barium we have here 1. On the product side also barium we have here 1. Chlorine we have here 2. We have here 3. Yes, chlorine is 2, and we have here 3. So is it balanced? No, this is not balanced. So now we have to make it balanced. So let's make it try to make it this one balanced. Okay, So now if I just put it here 1, then it will be same. If I put it here 2, then that will be 2 to the 4. But here how can I make it 4, isn't it? So now I will try to just give it 3. 2 3 just 6. I can also make this one as 6 by adding it here 2. So now look here, barium is 3, okay, and look here, this is chlorine. We are focusing on the chlorine now, okay. So chlorine is 2 3 just 6 and chlorine is 2 3 just 6. But as soon as we give this 2 number, what will happen? There is a change in this barium. Barium we got it how much? 3. And no more barium here, so we will make it 3 here. So we have 3 barium, 3 barium. Chlorine 6, yes, 2 3 just 6. Aluminum 2, yes, aluminum is already 2 here, and sulfate. Sulfate, how much we got? We got the SO4, that is the sulfate. We have 3. So SO4, this 3 means this is for this one and this one. So 3 SO4. So this is a balanced chemical equations. So this is how we balance the chemical equations. So if you have any doubt, any queries, just comment it below. I will make it try to make it more interesting, the way we have to balance, okay. And also for those who didn't understand properly, or if you want in another language, just tell me. I'll try my best to give out the videos. So thank you.